Hi, my name is Dale Maley. I'd like to tell you about a little project I just finished up. A little background on this project. I have blessed to have 8 grandkids, and I made quite a few stools and name puzzles for them, but I forgot to make one for little Madison. So here's kind of the standard process I've been using to make these scroll saw name puzzles. I use standard 3/4 inch thick pine. I designed it up in SketchUp, which is a free drafting program. From that I can print out a paper pattern to trace out the letters. I use a font, it's called Cooper, and this one it's about 2.5 inches high. I transferred the paper pattern over with carbon paper and a pencil. Then I used 1.5 inch thick piece of pine scrap. I scroll sawed into that. Then you flip it around and see if your saw cut lines up. If it doesn't, you got to adjust the table until they perfectly match. This is how you make sure your scroll saw blade is perpendicular to the table. Then you scroll saw out the letters and pieces with a number 4, number 5 scroll saw blade, and then you sand it until they slide easily together. Paint it, test it. You may have to sand it again if they don't fit quite nicely, and you keep repeating that until you're done. Now let's talk for a second about the perpendicularity of the scroll saw blade to its table. It's not really so important if you're making puzzle games using wood less than, say, 1/4 inch thick. Your blade can be off a little bit and it's still going to work. But when you start using 3/4 inch thick, the error gets magnified because you have such thicker wood. And actually, I find it's pretty tough to set that blade exactly perpendicular on the scroll saw, even using that block method. So what you can do is scroll saw change the direction, and typically if you go counterclockwise on the letter when you're sawing it out, that lets the letter drop more easily into the main board. So here's my drawing in SketchUp, the drafting program. It's the block is 6 5/16 inch tall and it's 12 5/8 wide, and I use 3/4 inch pine. And as I said, I use the Cooper font, and in this case the letters are about 2.25 inches tall. On this project, like some of the similar past ones, I really struggled getting too tight of fits, and the letters were not easy to take in and out. And I did scroll saw the letters counterclockwise to help them drop in better, but I still had to do multiple rounds of sanding, painting, testing, sanding, and painting. So then I got the idea, what if I remake the letters and I scale them down a little bit, say 90% of full scale? Will they slip in and out of the mating parts more easily? Well, as you can see from this picture, that idea didn't work out too well. I scaled them diagonally in SketchUp and it just didn't work. Look at the top inner part of the A letter. You can see where it's way too tight. So then I thought, well, what if I scale it around the center of the letter at 90%? Maybe that'd work better. Well, as you can see from this picture, scaling 90% around the center of the letter block, that didn't work either. So I got to thinking about it. I need to reduce or offset the border around the letters about 1/16 of an inch all the way around. But I really don't know how to do that in SketchUp. I'm using an old version 7, and I don't know how to do that. So I thought, what the heck, I'll ask the AI program ChatGPT, and I asked it if I could do it in SketchUp. And it came back and said, yeah, it's easy to do in about any version of SketchUp. You highlight the inner area of the letter, and then you go to the menu to Tools and Offset. You click on the border of the letter and then move the mouse inside a little bit and stop. Then you can type in the offset amount. In this case I use 1/16, and then you hit Enter. Well, when you do this, you can see here in SketchUp what happens. It does draw an offset line to the outside border all the way around, as shown here. So what I did, I printed out the paper pattern and temporarily glued it on, and then when I scroll sawed to the inner line, which is offset 1/16 from the outer line. And boy, did that work great. The letters drop in and out easily even after they're painted. So even though I've been using SketchUp for more than 10 years and I'm way past 1,000 hours of usage, I just never realized that it had this offset tool capability until I asked ChatGPT about it. To paint the colorful letters, I use Anita's acrylic paints, which you can buy from Hobby Lobby, as shown here. So here's a photo of the finished project. I put my coffee cup mug in there for scale, so you get an idea of how big it is. Here's another photo without the coffee mug. It's really brightly colored, and I think my granddaughter Madison's going to enjoy her name puzzle. She's just now learning what her letters are, so this should be a lot of fun. So some closing thoughts on this project. Learning about the SketchUp offset capability solved the problem I've had of hand sanding to get a nice letter fit. But I wish I'd known about this several years ago when I first started making these scroll saw type name puzzles. So this short video explains how I made a scroll saw name puzzle. I hope this video helps you on your projects and gives you some good ideas. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.